You ever log on to YouTube and think, ooh, there is a lot of videos that are really, really not good. They look very generic. There's a lot of thumbnails that seem copied and pasted or maybe even AI generated. Well, it turns out that content thieves are stealing videos with AI. And I did ask for permission to watch this before anyone says anything. They said it was okay. So I'm not the content thief here. Very ethical reactions only here.
Should image generating AI be allowed to train off of existing art? Should it be able to write songs in the style of particular artists? These are great questions, and recently I've found another. Should AI be allowed to copy existing videos and upload them to YouTube?
I didn't know that this was an AI problem. I thought this was just people making generic run-of-the-mill videos that are like, here are 7 ways that you can get eaten by bears if you go out into the woods at night.
Today we'll go over how my most popular video was ripped off by AI, investigate possible ways that they did it, see what YouTube's stance is, and what current legal opinions on this may be.
This is going to be a big problem for YouTube because, listen, you may think that AI is the best thing since sliced bread, but AI has no creativity. It maybe could be good for educational content, but in terms of anything personality-based, this is just going to make a shabby shadow of what an actual human being would be able to create. Are you going to watch a summoning salt video, or are you going to watch an AI representation of a summoning salt video? You want to watch the summoning salt video. So if YouTube gets filled with all of these copycat versions and YouTube starts recommending those videos instead of videos that actually have a lot of personality and effort put into them originally, then that's going to hurt the original creators. It's going to give a little bit of money to the AI enjoyers. Eventually, the soul is going to leave YouTube and people will stop using it as much. So this is something that YouTube probably needs to get on top of pretty quickly.
I hope you enjoy today.
DugDug does AI content, right? So the difference between this kind of stuff and DugDug doing AI content is DugDug is using his original ideas. He's putting a lot of thought and effort into how this would be created, and he's using AI as a tool to make something creative. So it's not the AI itself that is doing the creation. That is simply a tool that the creation goes into, or the thoughts and effort go into, and then it will spit something out, and then he uses what it spits out in order to make something entertaining. Whereas I'm assuming this is going to be a lot of money farming just for easy views, I imagine. Let's find out.
Video. To understand how my video was stolen, it's important to know a bit about the video itself. So here's some brief context. In 2021, I uploaded a video exploring the case of a Mario Kart speedrunner that used a method of cheating that was undetectable. I covered the popular methods of cheating a speedrun and structured the video so that the viewer would be presented with the same evidence that the moderators would have seen and challenge them to identify the cheater as the video progressed.
Oh, I love a little playing a video game inside of a video. I do this stuff all the time. I think it's really interesting. If you have the same tools that other people have, could you come to the same conclusion? Because it's very easy in hindsight to be like, well, of course this guy was cheating X, Y, and Z. But if you only have the information that people have at the specific moments and not the hindsight that they would have had afterwards, becomes a lot harder.
The video blew up and is still my most popular to date, which brings us to the current issue, how AI was used to copy it and then upload it to YouTube.
Why the biggest cheater in Mario Kart 64 was never caught? Is it an actual person talking? Can you actually tell the difference between an AI and a real person talking at this point because they're getting really advanced?
Fabricated runs or were discovered employing one or more forms of cheating have appeared in the speedrunning community throughout the years. Between 2003 and 2005, one of the...
Okay, this is 100% either an AI voice or someone that got hired on Fiverr. I wonder if he used the same gameplay too. Let's have a look.
Over the years, speedrunning has had its share of players that faked runs or were caught cheating using one method or another.
There's no way! Oh my god, it's the same video! There's no way, dude! What?
Players who fabricated runs or were discovered...
He just like changed the background a little bit.
...have appeared in the speedrunning community throughout the...
He used it's the same footage!
...years. Between 2003 and 2005,
look, it's the same fucking footage! I thought it was gonna be like they stole the idea, but they bar for bar ripped the entire gameplay, the footage, everything.
There are a lot of things to compare in the two videos, so let's start with the first thing you see, the title and thumbnail. The only difference between the titles is that was never was substituted for wasn't. Otherwise, the titles match up, including the word cheater being in all caps.
Yeah, it's literally exactly the same. And the thumbnail is just it looks like an AI generated thumbnail. It looks like if you put in, can you make me a Mario Kart Toad with the text next to it and like a Mario Kart background. Can you AI generate me one of those, please?
Thumbnail, we see the layout is the same, but everything else is different. Instead of "he fooled everyone," it's replaced with "he dodged everyone," which makes no sense in the
An
context
AI
of the
voice? What kind of moron would use one of those?
I got a dono and it scared me.
video, as it wasn't about someone dodging shells or banana peels. It was about a cheater in Mario Kart 64. The toad used in my thumbnail was a sprite from the game itself, but not only is the toad in the other thumbnail not from Mario Kart 64, it isn't even from a Mario Kart game. I wish I could say it was made by AI.
Wait,
to
really?
make this
It looks like it was made in Blender or something like that. Something that makes these like 3D models.
more hilarious, but it's actually fan art from Sylvain T's DeviantArt account.
Oh.
When you click the video, the first footage you're greeted with is a scrolling screenshot I used of a YouTube search for cheated speedruns.
Dude, it's bar for bar the same thing. I've seen shameless ripoffs before. I've seen people steal ideas without giving credits. I've seen people use the same kind of inflection in their voice. I've seen people try to rip someone off entirely. But this is insane. I've never seen anything like this before. I think this one explains it.
Trouble. Let me explain. People are stealing his YouTube video ideas. So Ryan Trahan made a YouTube short where he went and ate at the worst rated restaurant in his
Yeah, this is
town
it.
and left it a positive review. The only rule in the video being,
I can't lie.
that video went so viral, it got 66 million views.
Okay, so Ryan Trahan makes a short. He goes and has a review. He sits down, eats lunch. He said, I can't lie. And there's very, very important things in this YouTube short that make the story of the video, right?
Weeks later, another YouTuber copied that video frame for frame and uploaded it, getting 11 million views, and that YouTuber's name is Topper Guild. This is not the first time that this guy has done this. His entire channel is filled with copycat videos. But this one went so viral that even Ryan Trahan took notice of this and called him out on Twitter, stating, how is this even fun to do?
It wasn't shown in the video, but he bar for bar took the sentences that Ryan said in his short and reset it. Like, he told it in the exact same way. The editing was exactly the same. He even made up a thing about this helicopter flying overheads. When Ryan turns up to the shop he was going to be reviewing, there's a helicopter flying overhead, and he made a joke about the helicopter. This guy did the exact same joke. How do you even find a helicopter? Did he hire a helicopter? He's like, I need you to go above this shop that I'm going to review because I need to put it in this YouTube short because I have to copy it bar for bar. So stealing content like that is not a new thing whatsoever. But this is ridiculous.
We'll come back to this later, because I'd like to analyze the wording of the voiceover first. On screen is the script for my opening paragraphs, and I'm going to play the audio from the other video's opening. Listen carefully.
In this video, we'll examine the sequence of events and some of the most popular cheating techniques to see if we can see any discrepancies that would have revealed the cheater. Finally, we won't immediately discuss who the cheater is to keep things intriguing. Instead, while we examine them, I'd like you to attempt to identify the guilty party.
Okay, you know what he did? He literally put the original video into an AI and said, can you give me a slightly different version of this? He said, for this video, we're going to look at the timeline of the events. In this video, we'll examine the sequence of events. It's exactly the same. They're using just slightly different words.
Right away, you can see that something smells very fishy. The sentences have the same structure, but the last part of the sentence is very revealing, as the AI video asked the viewer to engage in the same game as I did. Try and identify the cheater. For a more
He even said the guilty party, as if that's a common phrase that people always
blatant
use.
example, here's my script when describing the difficulty of Wario Stadium, and here's the AI version.
Wario Stadium has several difficulties.
No, there's no way. That's 100% an AI voice. It's not a guy or Fiverr. The way he said Wario there, absolutely not. Listen to the way he says Wario.
Wario Stadium
Wario. No one says it Wario. What does that mean, Wario?
has several difficulties. It's difficult to line up because of its length, tight twists, and hilly sections. The circuit is fairly challenging, but there are multiple places to do mini turbos where you drift to build charge and release it for a small boost.
It takes the
It's the
first
same
half
thing,
of the
man.
section and reverses the order of the difficulties I listed while altering the words used, but the second
Dude, this is so blatant. It's almost brave. I don't understand how you could do this. You just go on and download the video and say, like, give me this video. I want this video. At that point, you might as well just re-upload his video. It's the same thing. Just re-upload his video and then get it taken down when someone realizes that you're re-uploading videos. People used to do that. People used to re-upload videos all the time. People re-upload my videos on different websites. Might as well just do that. That's basically what you're trying to do. Why even go through the effort of making it a new video? If you're gonna steal, just steal. Just be honest about what you're stealing. Just steal it.
second half of the sentence is incredibly
ridiculous.
similar. I wonder if this is how a teacher feels when two students hand in homework and it's obvious one of them copied from someone else's assignment. There are some paragraphs and sentences that it gets wrong in ways that defy logic, and there are some notable examples I'd like to highlight. Take the mini turbo, a move that gives you a speed boost. In the earlier clip I played, it got it correct, but listen this time.
Since Powell's slower frame rate made it somewhat simpler to optimize circuits when setting up micro turbos and race lines.
For some reason, they decided to change the name.
Why did they get a 45-year-old man to narrate this? There are infinite AI voice options, and you got the guy that sounds like he just came in from a long day at the office to see his golden retriever, his 3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl, and his wife that's 20 years younger than him? Like, why? It's not very convincing at all, is it?
Name of an integral mechanic that they got correct previously. Aside from getting Eric Habrick's name wrong in more ways than I can count,
They literally got Larry from Pokemon Scarlet to narrate this.
Hadrick, Hamrick, Hedrick after Hebert, Eric Rick, the Hab, Ha.
there are 2 examples that you need to see. There's a well-known Mario Kart player by the name of Sammy Chetan, and here's how the AI decided to pronounce his name.
And smashed Sammy Cheaton's 3-lap record.
He said Sammy cheating because he knows he's the cheater deep down. He knows what's going on. It was a Easter egg left in by the video creator. Like, no, see, I know. He's the cheater, actually.
The irony of calling someone cheatin' in a video like this is hilarious, but it's not even the best line. In the original story I covered, the player who had been cheating made a comedic confession video, and while the AI barely mentions this, it does have this great line about the confession.
The worst day in Mario Kart 64, the cheat was made public. Ha! Would acknowledge lying on camera. Yes, as he wasn't a virgin.
That's right. He was obviously telling the truth because he wasn't a virgin.
That's insane, yeah. I can't be a cheater. I've had sex. That's right. Boom. You're owned. You're owned. You can't do anything. I have had sex. Boom. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say about that? No, you can't say anything. I'm a sex haver. Yeah, that's right. I've done it before, at least one time.
Unlike whoever made this AI video, if this wasn't enough evidence, take this voice line.
That part of the story is told in my documentary about the best time trial cyclists.
The documentary it's talking about doesn't exist on its channel, because it didn't make one. I did make one, however, about one of the greatest rivalries Mario Kart ever saw, which appears to be what the AI is referencing since it stole from my script. If the script and AI voiceover aren't enough evidence for you, don't worry, because just like the Price is Right showcase, there's more. If we look at the editing and video footage, we'll see clearly where it took everything from. Take the...
You know, I really hope the AI accidentally uploads its own version of this video. That would be perfect. Mwah. Could you imagine the AI uploads its own version of an expose on its AI? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that just show how smart artificial intelligence really is?
Opening, where the same scrolling image is used with 2 big differences. The AI's video zooms in slightly and cuts off some of the image on the right, and it adds an animated background. My assumption is that this was done to avoid YouTube's copyright identification system, so that the software would have a harder time matching it to my video. But this is only one example. Like the script and voiceover, there are several unique instances. The very next piece of footage that it features has 3 peculiar things about it. First is the particle background, which is something I created to fill in blank space behind clips. The second is the animated gradient border around the footage, which is something I use to help show where the footage ends and the background begins.
They changed the gradient background or the gradient border to just full orange instead of orange and purple for some reason.
The third is the footage itself. This is footage that I edited, but it wasn't from the video the AI ripped off. It was from one I made much later, as I wasn't using the background or animated border when I made the first video. And if we lay these side by side, you can see they match up frame for frame, except for the small text the other video slides in at the bottom. There are other instances aside from these. The AI video uses hard cuts for almost every transition between different clips, but some of them contain very specific transitions. One where the current clip shrinks or grows to reveal the next clip under it.
Which is also a disgusting transition. Like, if you're gonna transition, do like a little one, a more subtle transition. Those big transitions that you have on Movie Maker, that's like a =3 transition, that's like, and it's like really big and in your face, is so annoying. I don't think anyone has used those since 2008. They just are so jarring.
Another where the screen glitches out. Both of these are transitions that I've used in videos on Mario Kart 64. In fact, here are the original clips compared to what's in the AI video. Once again, we have a frame-perfect match, except that—
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's frame perfect. But the transition, actually, it's not transitioning to the same thing. It's zoomed into the gameplay. Oh, so the AI's version was zoomed into the gameplay, so it was only showing the gameplay. But when it does the transition, it still has the other footage from the side that was showed in the original video, showing like the face cam and the time of the speedrunner. So you can still see it in the AI version of the video.
it's just zoomed in a bit in the case of the shrinking footage. And the glitch transition appears to be the same footage with no alterations. The context in which the footage is being used doesn't make any sense either. In the first clip, it's attempting to talk about record-keeping habits in the early internet days while showing Calamari Desert footage. And in the second clip, it's showing Calamari Desert again while it talks about Bowser's Castle. It's clear whoever made this doesn't understand anything about Mario Kart. There are other—
Yeah, no, of course. The AI doesn't understand Mario Kart, doesn't understand anything. This artificial isn't very intelligent.
examples as well, like footage attribution I included being present but cut off due to the zoom in they applied. And even an image I created, complete with the box I used to highlight a specific portion of text. Not all of the footage used is—
Oh my god, it's cut off. The text is actually cut off on the side there. They zoomed in and they cut it off. Most people what AI? Most people bloody what? My husband has been told before when firing someone for using AI that the AI writer said they needed to get with the times. Why? Why do people want to see this? Articles already don't get read. People look at a headline and that's it. So maybe an AI can generate a headline. But for people that actually read the articles, why would you want it generated by AI? It's completely soulless. It usually doesn't have the information you're even looking for. It's just random, jumbled references and things that are slightly tangentially related to the subject that is just shoved into a paragraph. And I know it's getting better and better and better, and AI is getting better and better, but it's not going to be as good as someone that actually has coherent thoughts and know what they're talking about. Bro, listen, I am a streamer that plays Pokemon and I react to videos. So I know when something isn't a real job. If you are an AI writer and your entire job is to write AI prompts, that is even more not a real job than my not a real job is.
mine. Some of it comes from Grand Prix play, which could have been grabbed from anywhere or even self-recorded, but it's clear where the non-Grand Prix footage came from. They also don't copy my entire video. Theirs has a runtime of 11 minutes and 4 seconds, just over 9 minutes shorter than mine. A lot of what they cut—
The AI is trying to be more concise. It's crazy that they wouldn't make it longer, but also they probably realized that no one would sit through a 20-minute version of this video. They want the 11-minute version because by the time someone actually realizes that this video is completely nonsense and not worth your time, they've watched probably, I don't know, for the dumbest of us, maybe half of the video. And a 50% average watch time is going to be better for the algorithm than, say, a 10% average watch time if it was a longer video. It's probably why they did it.
were the technical explanations of different ways you can cheat a speedrun, as the voiceover is mostly a jumbled mess of the story told in my video. The big question you might have is how did this happen? And I have a few theories as to how this video was created. For the script, I've thought of 3 possible methods they could have used. The first is that they used a speech-to-text program to listen to my video to generate a script in text form, and there are plenty of programs that can do this, such as Riverside, Descript, and Otter.
And then I assume also would have taken that script and then put it into a chat GPT and said, can you make this script slightly different? Even the fact that they went through the effort to do that, like why would you even go through the effort to do that? You're straight up ripping them off anyway.
The second is that they transcribed the script by hand, either by listening to it by ear or turning on the closed captions function and writing down what YouTube generated. But the third option is—
I don't think they would have put in that much effort.
As YouTube has a show transcript feature that shows you the entire script of a video that it auto-generates with machine learning algorithms.
Oh no, they're taking the script from the auto-generation of the transcript. Do you know how wrong this thing is? Especially when it comes to speedrunner names. You know, speedrunners are called like Big Lip Dick Doy was able to get an incredible first world record, cutting the world record time by 5 minutes, what that was previously held by Ducky the Danger Dog.
It's likely that they copy and pasted the script into ChatGPT or another large language model chatbot and had it remove the timestamps, then rewrite and rearrange the sections so that it wasn't a one-to-one copy. Given that it reversed the order of arguments I was making and got multiple keywords wrong in different ways, I think this is a safe bet, since the chatbot wouldn't have the context of what certain
Look how easy that is. He does that in like 3 seconds. Reword it.
keywords like mini turbos are. So when instructed to change the script, it would assume that micro is a safe substitution like we saw it do previously. The last thing is the voiceover itself, which is also an AI. That makes 2
100%.
steps where artificial intelligence were involved if my assumptions are correct, or 3 if you count the auto-generated transcript from YouTube. The only thing that I don't think AI was used for was the editing itself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how would you even manage to download and recut a video that matches, at least somewhat matches, the script of what is being said in the video and be able to match the gameplay up? Well, I mean, it's being stolen, but how would you tell it to put that background in? How would you tell it to, zoom in slightly? How would you tell it which gameplay to use at which area, which footage to use in which area? Especially when you're cutting the video down from 20 minutes to 11 minutes. I feel like it would be really hard to get a video that works well. You could get the audio that works well pretty fine because AI is advanced enough to do that, but the video will be really hard.
I'm unaware of a program that can download clips and edit them into a video. The footage was likely downloaded by a human and edited by them, especially when you consider the steps they took to get around YouTube's copyright detection software.
And why did they do all this? Why would you go through all of this effort? This would still take you a long time to do. Why didn't they just make an easier video? Why didn't they just make their own video? It would have taken them the same amount of time to steal it. Now, at the end of the day, you've got 9 subscribers, 257 dislikes, 2,000 views, most of which people that will not actually watch the video. We got Abysssoft, who saw this 7 months ago and said, I'd love to chat about how you made this video. Feel free to reach out, as I'd like to confirm the theories I have, which is literally a copy and paste of their video. And what do you have to show for it? You have no monetization because you don't have enough watch hours, you don't have enough watch time. I don't know, was he planning on doing this for a long period of time, just stealing videos over and over again until they can monetize the channel, because you have to reach something like 2,000 subscribers to be able to monetize a channel, a certain amount of watch hours to be able to monetize a channel. But no one's gonna watch these freaking videos because they suck. They're bad videos. They're not even good videos. They're really bad. No one's gonna watch them all the way through. It's gonna kill the watch time. It's not even gonna do good in the algorithm. This guy's a fucking idiot. Oh god, it's so annoying. It really is so annoying. At this point, I have to say, please watch Abysssoft's actual good video on this subject, because we have to kill these AI stealing whores in the algorithm. We have to in the algorithm. We have to do it in the algorithm. We have to make sure that the actual videos are being watched and these videos are not being watched and disliked and reported. Yes, so in the algorithm.
Thinking about copyright, this is a good time to ask the question, what does the law say about this type of content? While there aren't any specific laws about AI-generated content, there is a court decision from Thaler versus Perlmutter, where the plaintiff attempted to copyright an image that his computer program had generated and was denied by the Copyright Office. In the decision, Judge Beryl Howell says, copyright has never stretched so far, however, as to protect works generated by new forms of technology operating absent any guiding human hand, as plaintiff urges here.
Oh my god, the copyright and fair use law in America is so bad and so outdated. It's the same pretty much worldwide. Copyright is very outdated in the form that it's in now. So being able to keep up with new AI technologies while everyone in every form of government is like 85 years old and doesn't even know how to turn on a PC. No, that's great. That's gonna go really well. That's awesome.
Is a bedrock requirement of copyright. This decision is only about images created by artificial intelligence, however. It doesn't make a ruling on using AI to help in the creation of a work. And it does acknowledge that there are challenging legal questions ahead about how much human input is necessary to qualify the user of an AI system as the author of a work. If you don't own the copyright to a piece of media but want to use it without the author's permission, you can under some circumstances, which is known as fair use. Since the AI video used large portions of my edited footage and script, it then falls under fair use doctrine to decide if it was legal. For something to be
There's no shot. I don't think they could ever get away with that being legal. It's straight up copied. It's stolen. You can get away with being inspired by someone else, but when you are bar for bar ripping their entire script down to the words guilty party, no one says guilty party unless you're a lawyer or very specific YouTube essayist. But if you're bar for bar stealing every single bloody word and then using an AI to do the work for you, you can't get away with that.
To be fair use, it needs to pass a 4-factor legal test, with each factor contributing weight to the overall validity of if a particular use of copyrighted material is fair or not. I'm not a lawyer, so we won't be going into a fair use analysis, but it's my opinion that the AI would fail on all 4 factors, and I'd love to hear what you think, especially if you're a lawyer. So
I don't think anyone on YouTube actually understands fair use. Everyone says like fair use for reaction videos, and I think it really comes down to how transformative the reaction video actually becomes and how transformative it is. I understand that some people like reaction videos, some people don't like reaction videos, but I think that we can all come together, shake hands with firm handshakes, and agree that this cannot fall under fair use, because there is nothing fair about this. I may not know how the law actually works because I'm not a lawyer, and I feel like most people aren't. In order for something to actually be transformative, you need to do more than simply change the words in the script. What the AI is doing is probably about 2 degrees, maybe 1 degree away from straight up just re-uploading the video. And that's where the argument for fair use comes from with reaction videos. A lot of streamers get some flack for reacting to videos and uploading it to their channel when they don't actually react to it, they don't actually transform it, they just essentially watch the video in its entirety and they don't say anything, and then they upload it to their channel, which there is conversation about, is that harming the channels, is it helping the channels, etc, etc. This is fucking bullshit though, straight up. There is no argument to even be had here.
So comment down below. So that's a brief look at the legal side of things. What about YouTube and Google's stance on AI content? Google has said on its search
YouTube says, I don't know, whatever makes us money, I guess is fine.
and Central blog that it allows AI content in the search engine as long as it doesn't violate its spam policies, and that their focus is to reward quality content. YouTube doesn't have a specific policy about AI-generated content or using AI tools to aid in the creation process, but
they do have, I think, some stuff about straight up copying or impersonation. Would this fall under impersonation? Because you're not trying to be the person, but you are trying to be the video, which is only, I would say, 1 step away from impersonation, right? Or deceptive practices. Maybe you are perhaps deceiving someone into believing that this is a video that someone else made.
Tools to aid in the creation process, but there is a rule that may apply under the spam, deceptive practices, and scam section. If we look at the video spam category, we see a rule about auto-generated—
wait, there's literally one right here. Auto-generated content that computers post without regard for quality or viewer experience. Yes, true. But also there is massively uploading content that you scrape from other creators. This is basically exactly what it is. It is scraped from another creator, is stolen from another creator, and I mean, I guess they're not massively uploading it because they uploaded 2 videos and that's it. But still, it falls under the same idea that they are just scraping content from other creators and re-uploading it without transforming it in any way, without changing any way, without editing in any way, apart from fucking shitty little background that they put on it. Like, oh, I put a background on it, I transformed this video.
content that computers post without regard for quality or viewer experience. And it's highly likely the video that ripped me off would run amok of this policy. That is, for the time being. As we've seen with other AI that create artistic works, they only get better at what they do, and this was a poor attempt to capitalize on a successful video. If the person behind it wouldn't have left all of the work up to AI and put a small amount of effort into the editing and script revisions, the video may have done better than a few hundred views. All of this—
Yeah, the reason the video did so badly is because it was a terrible video, because all of the soul was taken out of it. The script didn't make any sense. The AI voice wasn't even able to speak the script. So in every conceivable way, it could not have been a superior replacement for Abysssoft's video. There was already a better version of the exact same video on the market, which was Abysssoft's original video, and the AI version was simply just worse in every conceivable way.
This might have you believe that I have a negative view of AI, but this isn't the case at all. I think artificial intelligence can be used for great things when used appropriately, but using these tools to rip off existing works surely isn't an appropriate use. I'm not the only person they ripped off as well. They copied another video from the Lowest Percent channel, and the—
Oh, it's from Lowest Percent. That is Smallant's channel. I think Smallant made this channel with another speedrunner. I've actually watched this video. It has 19 million views. How speedrunners beat Mario Odyssey without Cappy almost. They even put the brackets almost as well. And they made it just over 8 minutes. I can't believe the AI was smart enough, or at least the person behind the using of the AI was smart enough to be like, oh, I gotta make sure that I can get mid-rolls on this when my channel gets monetized for skipping or stealing other people's videos.
script and voiceover are just as bad. This isn't to say people can't make videos about the same topics. I think it's good and healthy for discourse if videos are made covering the same thing.
I think it would be completely disingenuous to say that Abysssoft here is making an argument against making videos of the same topic. That's completely fine. And as long as you're doing it in your own way, you know, you're including your own opinions, your thoughts, your creative thoughts into the actual video, then it's a great thing. I think it's completely okay. I've had people do the same ideas that I've done in the past, and I've done the same ideas that other people have done. I think that's fine. As long as you're doing it in your own way and you're making your own video and you're not just directly copying off the other person, that's fine. Be completely disingenuous to say, I can't believe that you won't allow someone to make a same video that you've made. What, do you own the idea? Do you copyright the idea? That's just a completely stupid way of looking at it. And I think anyone that would make that kind of argument is probably small brained. And I hope that no one would make that argument to Ubisoft, because that's clearly not what they're saying here.
As it gives the viewer a wider perspective. But two people making videos about the same topic is completely different from someone's hard work being stolen and re-uploaded with the use of AI tools. I'm not exactly sure what would make sense for a YouTube policy about AI content moving forward. A guideline that requires creators to disclose if AI was used and for what aspects of the creative process might be a good start, so viewers know when they're watching something that wasn't solely produced by a human.
I mean, you can use AI in entertainment ways. Like Doug does a really good use of AI in his videos. He uses them for entertainment, and he's really good because he uses it as a small part of a much bigger whole, which is the chat interactions, his own creative juices, his programming capabilities, his use of the AI and the way that he uses the AI, and also using what the AI gives him in a creative story, world building type of manner. I think that's all fantastic.
I genuinely like to know what you think about AI content, so sound off in the comments.
I don't really like videos about AI because I feel like a lot of AI stuff as a whole is generally quite soulless. So anything that is about AI, it's a negative. I usually don't click on those types of videos. Like the videos that are like, I used AI to do this. I used AI to do that. I don't really care because there's no human creativity coming from AI. So why would I watch an AI video or a video related to AI when I could simply just watch one of the other thousands of videos uploaded to YouTube every minute that actually had a human working on it, completely isn't related to the soulless creativity that AI puts out, and generally would probably be more entertaining to me personally. It's hard to articulate exactly why I don't like AI-based content. I just don't think it's very interesting. Just boring, really. But what I don't think is boring is Ubisoft's wonderful videos, and I would direct you to go and watch the video that was stolen, why the biggest cheater in Mario Kart 64 wasn't caught. It's probably really good. I'm gonna check it out myself, and if you want to subscribe, I would encourage you to do so, because he makes videos good enough for people to want to steal. And if that's not a big thumbs up, then I don't know what is. You can also subscribe to More Patterrz if you want to see more of my dumb face.